But what if this never happened at all? No official records, no physical evidence, just a story typed into the dark. I'm Kim, and this is Hun Channel.
On the night of January 8, 2004, a woman boarded a late-night train in Japan. The trip should have taken only a few minutes, but the train kept moving. No stops, no announcements, no answers. When it finally slowed down, it wasn't a station she recognized. The platform was empty. The lane didn't exist on any map. As she began posting her experience online, message by message, no one realized they were watching someone slowly disappear. This is the mystery of Kisaragi Station. Chapter 1. The Unknown Station Platform. On the night of January 8, 2004, a woman with the online alias Hasumi posted a message on a 2-channel horror discussion board. It might just be my imagination, but can everyone listen to me? This began a 4-hour-long exchange with numerous users, from which the following events were pieced together. She was riding a train with only 4 or 5 passengers on board. The atmosphere was quiet, with some people already asleep. However, a journey that usually took 5 to 8 minutes dragged on for 20 minutes without arriving at the station. Feeling something was wrong, she decided to walk to the front of the train to ask the conductor, but the conductor's window was covered and there was no response when she knocked on the door. Just then, the train passed through a tunnel she had never heard of and eventually stopped at a station called Kisaragi Station. She disembarked and found the platform empty. Checking her phone, she couldn't find any information about this station. Confused, she contacted her family, but they had never heard of it either. She attempted to call the police, but they dismissed it as a prank and didn't take her seriously. When she decided to return to the train, it had vanished, leaving only an empty, desolate landscape. There were no houses, no cars, just an expanse of wilderness. She walked along the railway tracks, and in the distance, she heard what seemed like the sound of the taiko drums and bells. Suddenly, she heard a voice behind her. "Hey, walking on the tracks is dangerous." She turned around to see an old man with one leg standing about 10 meters away, only for him to vanish instantly. Fear quickly gripped her, but with the eerie, empty platform behind her, she had no choice but to continue walking forward. Chapter 2. The Final Plea Before Disappearing. The sound of the taiko drums grew louder, seeming to signal some kind of ritual. Just as she was about to break down, the noise suddenly stopped. She found herself standing at the entrance of a dark tunnel called the Isanuki Tunnel. After a brief hesitation, she entered the tunnel. Inside, it was pitch black, silent, and the air felt unnaturally heavy. After what seemed like an eternity, she finally saw a faint light at the tunnel's end. Emerging from the tunnel, she was greeted by a stranger, a man who seemed very friendly. He offered to drive her to the nearest station. Exhausted and desperate to leave this place, she accepted his offer. The car headed into the mountains, and feeling uneasy, she asked the man where they were. He replied with a name she had never heard, Hinai Station. At this point, despair began to settle in, and she felt a growing sense of dread. In her final message, she wrote, "My phone is almost dead. The driver has been silent since we started heading up the mountain. Now he's saying some things I don't understand. I'm planning to escape, just in case." This is my last message. Her last post, filled with fear and uncertainty, vanished into the vastness of the internet. No one heard from her again. Chapter 3. The Forgotten Railway. Hasumi's experience sparked significant discussion in the online world at the time. However, as people dug deeper into the facts, they found that neither Kisaragi Station nor any similar location appeared on any Japanese maps. The professional data from Anshu Railway showed that the journey from Shin Hamamatsu Station to Nishikajima Station should take around 33 minutes. However, the 40-minute journey described by Hasumi didn't match the reality. Furthermore, the Isanuki Tunnel she mentioned didn't exist. And while Hinai Station was a real station, it wasn't part of this railway line. Moreover, based on the railway operation at the time, there could not have been a gap of over 20 minutes between stations. And if an anomaly occurred at night, the conductor would immediately report to the command center and take appropriate action. Yet, Hasumi inexplicably found herself at a platform that didn't exist. This unexplainable phenomenon led many to wonder, had she entered a space not belonging to this world? Chapter 4. Lost in Japanese Horror. One of the most common themes in traditional Japanese ghost stories is getting lost and entering another world. And this is the very core of the Kisaragi Station tale. Many stories in Japanese culture involve kamigakari, where characters are taken to a different world for some reason and cannot return to the real world. These stories have deep roots in Japanese folklore and are often used as elements in horror narratives. For example, places like Kakurisato are not part of the physical world, but an intangible space that can only be entered under certain conditions. In these tales, the lost characters often enter these spaces unknowingly and lose themselves. This resonates strongly with Hasumi's experience. The tunnel, which acts as a gateway to another world, and the symbolic sounds of taiko drums and bells echo the connections between Japanese rituals and ghosts. Kisaragi Station might represent the manifestation of lost travelers in Japanese folklore, blending ancient culture with modern urban legends. Chapter 5. Other non-existent stations. The story of Kisaragi Station was not an isolated incident. Since the 2004 event, many others have claimed to have had similar stranger encounters. In 2020, a segment on Fuji TV discussed another man who experienced a similar situation on a late-night train. In 2014, a user on Google Maps discovered that searching for Kisaragi Station led to a pond near a national university. This incident added an extra layer of mystery to the Kisaragi Station story, with some even believing it was an entrance to another world. Such experiences have transformed Kisaragi Station from a fictional story to a shared terrifying memory. Whether through lost maps in the real world or accidental discoveries online, Kisaragi Station has become a mysterious legend, deeply embedded in the collective consciousness. Chapter 6. Return. After 7 years. From 2004 to the present, the story of Kisaragi Station has not only spread across the internet, but has deeply influenced Japan's urban legend culture. As time passed, it became an inspiration for many films and novels. In 2022, Anshu Railway even changed the sign of a station to Kisaragi Station to attract tourists. In 2011, a user claiming to be Hasumi returned to the original post, describing her escape after the final message. She recalled how, after fleeing from the mysterious man, she saw a bright white light, A mysterious force pushed her toward the light, and she finally returned to the real world. This added memory to the story left everyone wondering, was this a happy ending? Or did it further obscure the truth, leading the tale into an eternal mystery? Has Hasumi passed away? Or did she spend an extended time in another world? These questions still remain unanswered to this day. I'm Kim. Please subscribe, like, and share. And stay with me. You have never faced the dark unknown.